Hi everybody. I am on the screened-in porch, so you might hear a car go by. It's a beautiful day. The horses are in the field across the street. It's just lovely out, so I thought I'd try this on the porch. I want to talk about resources today and where you can get information. I'm having a miso soup. I've got my miso soup here. My favorite miso in the whole world is South River. It's made in Connecticut. Glass bottle. I had so many people when I was working at a health food store. They'd come in, they'd see suggestion for miso on a recipe, and they'd come in and a car's going by. We'll let it go. It's actually a truck. So, and they didn't care about the quality. It really, this is the best I know in the United States, South River. It's made the traditional Japanese way. So important to have a good quality one. So, South River miso, I will put the connection. And remember, you never boil miso or you'll destroy those live enzymes and the probiotics, the natural probiotics in here, which I'm getting in my miso soup. So when the soup it's such a simple soup to make. And when it's just done, at the very end, on a light simmer, or even turn it off, just add the miso and leave it for a few minutes. And I'm going to garnish with some Italian parsley that I have minced up. And I have some of my own sprouts. Either one, a little bit of raw garnished creates a lovely bounce, okay? And the only thing I want to mention is because I use the wakame sea vegetable, which is, I'm talking about alkaline and acid. This is nicely alkaline soup. Wakame sea vegetables are very alkalining, which you like. But when you soak this was like really small when it was dried. You soak it, it opens up. It has this, if you can see, it has like the middle of, it's almost like this is the leaf and then this is a hard core. And there's another side. You cut that out because that's tough to eat. You cut just that band here out. And then I dice up the rest of this. Can I look at that? I'll show you. See, I can just take that off like that. I was just wondering about that. You see, it just comes right off. So I will discard that tough middle part and I'll dice up this. Oh, I love it. The smell of the sea. I love it. And it's so good for you, so alkalining. And that's what you need to stay healthy because we're living in a very toxic acid world. Even like obesity is because people are eating so much acid food and stress and everything is acid. So the body is trying to look after you. So it's trying to store this. It has to store this somewhere. Or, you get too acid, you're done. You get a disease, you're out of here. So it has to store it in fat cells. So, and that's a real, so then we have a epidemic of obesity because everybody's, colas are so acid, all meats, all dairy, they're all acid forming, so your vegetables, I keep going back, vegetables, a soup like this, a beautiful salad is a fabulous lunch. You can eat as many vegetables as you want and some fruits and, all those basic survival foods is what I call them. So what I want to talk about, and I will give the name of the sea company, my favorite also, out of Ocean Harvest Sea Vegetable Company. They have a great one here, which is a veggie mix. It's called their Flake Sea Veggie Mix. That's a good one to start with because it's 7 different sea vegetables. 7 wonderful ones. Wakame is in here. Sea palm, one of my favorites. Nori. And you can just sprinkle this on salad. I put it in green smoothies. My dulse goes in my green smoothie every day. So it's, I've spoken to the lady a lot who runs this company, and she tests all her sea vegetables. Good company. Okay, so Ocean Harvest Sea Vegetable Company. Love them. I mean, when I find good people, good companies, I don't want anything bought out by a big conglomerate, like Nestle or Clorox or Procter and Gamble, or God bless them. But I want family owned. I want the integrity. I want where people care still about their product. I want putting that in my body. You know, I want quality, you know, and, you know, this is the vehicle we live in. And, you know, just take care of it the best you can. You know, I've learned that. Bree brought this all to me. So now what I want to talk about is educate yourself. In this, you know, there are, every 5 to 7 years, there's some food fad, you know, like kombucha. Now it's kombucha, you know, so everybody goes and spends a fortune on kombucha. I've tasted it, but I've never bothered buying a kombucha. I'd rather have my miso soup. I'd rather have my sauerkraut in my meal at night. You know, that's fermented foods. That's where I like to get my nourishment from. So, and then when you repair your gut lining, like I talk about in the Ion video. You know, Ion just facilitates the repair of the tight junctures in your gut, so you don't have leaky gut. Because glyphosate is in our air, soil, and water. No matter what, you have some level. You're on the spectrum somewhere of leaky gut. It causes brain fog, and you don't really realize you have brain fog until you don't have brain fog. It's like people that have eaten dairy products all their life. They have no idea they've been stuffed up until they're not stuffed up anymore because they spent their whole life with a clogged nasal passage. So, anyway, so education is really, really important for yourselves. And, you know, I fortunately was, especially back in the day when I started with Bree, I mean, thank God I was an avid reader. Books are my strength. I was about to say weakness, but they are my strength. Knowledge has, and because of Bree, has gotten me through a lot. And I've been through a lot. You know, I know about dark days. I know about what do they call it? Dark night of the soul. You know, a friend said to me one night, I've been through a dark night of the soul on the weekend. I said, no. It's not just a weekend. It can be years and months, you know. And, but, you know, we're all here for a purpose. And I heard something so amazing the other day, that in each cell, because, you know, when you're doing ion, you repair your gut lining, cells can talk to each other now. Well, there are 200 mitochondria in each cell. That's our little generators. That's where we get our life force from, okay? And a cubic meter, I think it's a cubic inch of that, our microbiome, that mitochondria, you know, that hopefully we're feeding well, is, I think it's 10,000 times more light energy than a cubic inch of the sun. And I just went, oh my God. So literally we are light beings, our potential. We are light beings. Now, whether we nurture that or we destroy it, I see people destroy their health every day. And it's not, I don't say anything because they haven't asked me. They haven't asked me. It's not my business to preach to somebody. I live my lifestyle, you know, and hopefully by example. But, you know, known foods that are carcinogenic, they eat on a daily basis. And, you know, known ones. So, you know, it really is our responsibility to nurture the vehicle the best we can. And I just feel fortunate every time I find out new information. And it just comes to me. I don't know because I've always been a searcher, but it comes to me. Sometimes I go, oh my God, how did that happen? A little side story, I got to tell you, because it's coming to my mind. So my dog is getting older, but he's on ion. He's doing great. He eats really good food, you can imagine. And he's like in our age, 112. He's over 16. He's more 16 and a half than 16 at this point. But you know, I have to go visit some friends. And I've just been wondering about him and taking him in the car and everything. And then a girlfriend of mine says, why don't you get one of those seats so he can sit up higher and see, you know? And I went, yeah, you know, but they're like $75, $80. And as you all know, I'm living with friends, and I'm very grateful to their hospitality. I help out and pay rent. But I'm very, very grateful. Really sweet, centered, lovely people. And so she said, well, you know, that's what you need. And things come to me. I went to the dump here in the country. You know, you don't get your garbage picked up unless you want to pay for it. You go to the dump, but it's a meeting place for all of us. And they have a recycle area. All the dumps are now having recycle areas. So people, I mean, I've gotten gifts for friends there that were Reeves and Martin wine glasses, crystal wine glasses that I gave as a gift, you know. I found Prada shoes. So they're sitting there brand new. Is a dog, one of those dog seats that you can put in the car, and you know, it's like a square cloth box and it straps to the seat and everything. Sitting there. It was amazing. So it just came to me. I just said, wow, that might be a good idea, and lo and behold, it was right there. So, you know, whatever, powers that be, I'm very grateful, you know, that it just shows up. Very, very grateful. So back to the knowledge thing. So I fortunately was a reader, but you can find so much, and I really hope you do. So much good information. YouTube, Netflix. I saw the documentary on the weekend. It was Friday night. Milked, Milked. For me, certain points are hard to watch, but I'm also a believer in we've got to know. We've got to know what's really going on. You know, denial doesn't help us. We've got to know. So Milked, I highly recommend. So I've got the top 7 that I'll write in my description of documentaries, plant-based documentaries, Forks Over Knives. Fabulous, fabulous. Highly suggest that one. That was, Forks Over Knives was done in 2011. What the Health, excellent, was done in 2017. Okay, the first top one, The Game Changers, 2018. That's a good one for, like, if you trying to get your husband, boyfriend, nephew, son, paying attention to their diet. Game Changers is a good way to go. I mean, everybody should watch it, but that's good because that was a wrestler who hurt himself, and then what he did in his healing. Absolutely. Then the second top one is What's the Health in 2017, just really good. Forks Over Knives 2011, it's been around for a while, excellent. Fourth, Eating You Alive, it was made in 2018. Plant Pure Nation was made in 2015. Cowspiracy was made in 2014, and Vegucated in 2011. There's also Seaspiracy, highly recommend, and Milked. Those are 2 others that I highly recommend. Also, Eat Our Way to Extinction, and they are trying to kill us. We've got to be informed. We've got to be informed. Then I say to people, you know, because I'm trying to make your health journey easier for you because it wasn't for me. You know, if I had this type of information easily available, that would have been so, I mean, I had to read all the books, you know, to get there. To be able to watch a documentary in an evening, yay, you know, or to listen to one of the plant-based doctors on YouTube. Oh my God, you know, I had to read all their books, and they all have books, and it's great to read their books, but I was looking for information fast. So I highly, highly recommend people like Neal Barnard. Neal Barnard, they're all doctors, by the way. Dr. Neal Barnard, he's the head of Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine out of DC, an amazing organization. You go to Physicians Committee, you can also click on recipes, you'll find recipes there. They're going against testing animals for research and all kinds of getting vegan diets into schools. They're doing great, great work. And you'll notice that all these vegan doctors are in good shape. So, also Dr. Dean Ornish. Dean Ornish has been around for a long, long time. Even he is now, you can get insurance. He's covered by insurance for what he's done with heart disease and reversing heart disease. So his program is now, and I have a big truck coming, so we'll just wait until that goes by. There we go. But it's so nice. It's so nice out here that I just had to. Even, it's not a really, really busy road. Then you have people like Michael Gerber, Garth Davis, Caldwell Esselstyne. He's a cardiologist at the Cleveland Clinic and offers the plant-based alternative and great results, with great results. Joel Fuhrman, John A. McDougall, MD, he and his wife is a nurse, been around forever, plant-based diet. You know, these people have just been working so hard. But I remember, and I haven't seen it since, I should look it up, McDougall years ago doing a video on how frustrating it is because so many people just don't care. And it is frustrating. I mean, I myself find myself staying silent. I am one of very few people, even in this area where I live, that does plant-based. I mean, I know naturopathic doctors that don't do plant-based. They do their supplements, which is, you know, there are certain supplements I'm a big believer in, absolutely. But nutrition is so important. We do it 3 times a day. It's so very, very important. So I got an opportunity to talk to a fellow vegan the other day on the phone, and it was like so much fun. I said, oh my God, you know, when we get together, we'll have a great conversation. You know, because I really can't, you know, when I'm sitting down with my vegan meal with with meat eaters, you know, it's I don't talk about their food, they don't talk about my food, and I have asked them to not. But it's so hard, you know, like when you know ingredients like high fructose corn syrup is just deadly, and the first ingredient on a sauce someone's using is high fructose corn syrup, and you just can't say anything. But knowledge, let's get back to that. It's just what people don't realize is the person that doesn't eat an animal and lives plant-based so wants to have everybody enjoy that way of life. But it's like Dr. McDougall said, there was a really small percentage of people that will pay attention. I'm hopefully because the planet is in such a bad place right now, that people will start paying attention. I mean, we are in our 6th extinction. What happens is when the land dies, then the oceans acidify, then we're done. That's what happened before. Yeah, but this is the first time. It's usually happened because of a meteorite or a volcanic situation or something like that, a real massive situation. This time it's us doing it. We are causing it by using sprays on our fields, by using GMO, you know, like Bill Gates wants to do. You know, that is destroying our soil, and it's destroying us, you know. And it's so severe in our soil because there's something in plants called the shikimate pathway, which creates the amino acids we need And to form us, we're not going to be getting those from the GMO. Okay, it destroys that. So I hate to think right now we have 52% of the young people between 16 and 18 with a chronic disease. And that's the second generation of GMOs when they started in the late 90s. We haven't seen the third generation yet, and it's going to be drastic. I mean, by 2035, 1 out of 3 children will be autistic. And remember, autism comes on between 18 months and 2 years old. So, but we have choices. You know, the power of individuals. Gandhi, look him up if you haven't heard of him. Gandhi, one man with a vision, got India separated from the English Empire. One man started with a vision. And so one person is huge. You know, we can do so much. You know, so much pollution is happening because we're raising animals just to eat them. And the toxins that come out of those animals are polluting our soils, polluting our water, you know. So I am going to type up the documentaries. I'm going to type up all these different doctors. They're all on YouTube. They've all written books, but you can listen to them, educate yourself. Just keep educating yourself. I mean, you know, I read a lot of books, and I don't, you know, there'll be things in books that I won't agree with, or I don't, you know, my experience, it doesn't resonate with me. But that doesn't mean there are not other information in the book that's not hugely valuable. So, you know, the old saying, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know, I generally, though, I must admit, I will look at a book if it has recipes in the back that include animal foods, you know, including dairy products. I won't. I won't. You know, because, you know, it's just, the China study just proves that dairy products are cancer causing. And we know that, you know, the animal foods aren't good for us, but we keep eating them, you know. You know, we know for sure that processed, you know, the bacons and the all the deli meats and all that are definitely cancer causing. So, and I, you know, I'll finish with what I don't understand. It's really hard, and maybe it's because there is so much brain fog. And that's why I love Ion. I keep coming back to it because I love it, because your thinking is so clear. Once you repair your gut lining, you know, your thinking gets so clear. It's like getting your self-identity back. I don't understand how, and maybe I will time, people can eat what are known carcinogenic, cancer-causing foods and not expect to get cancer at some point. I mean, cancer is going to be 1 and 2. I mean, that's how bad it is. We're going towards, you know, 60% infertility, 80% cancer, you know, and there's so much we can do about this. There's so much we can do. So, but I don't get not being able to put that together, you know, how bad colas and soda drinks and that stuff, it's just causes such acid in our body. It's just, there's no way it's good. But I know people that drink tons of it. And of course, they've got chronic disease too. Anyway, my goal is to share as long as I can, as much as I can. It does take a lot of time and research and everything to do the videos. And I have to look after my elder dog, I have to work, I have to, you know, so I do my best to answer, but it does get difficult just because of the time frame, just not having enough time in a day. So thank you so much. Until the next time, I hope this, mainly I want you to just go look at the description for all your resources, and to please start watching the documentaries. One every so often. you know, and it's amazing when you watch them twice what you didn't catch the first time. And looking at YouTube, let's use these resources while we have them. Look at YouTube and get to know who Dr. Neal Barnard is. Esselstyne. Esselstyne's son wrote the Fire Engine Diet. Dr. Ornish, McDougall, all these people, Davis, Fuhrman, they're doing great work. Let's support them. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with me. I just hope that, you know, this is all about Bree and honoring her. She brought me into this world. She would want me to share it. So I think that's what keeps me going, you know, because of the amazing amount of time of research and loading up and descriptions and all that goes into it. You know, I believe that's my strong motivation. So thank you so much. Until the next time.